So this is going to happen on May 5th, which is a week and a half from today. On that day, I'm going to ask you, I don't know what service you normally go to, but you need to plan to go to the 10:30 service that day, because that's when he's going to do the confirmations and receptions. I'm going to ask you to be there at 9, because I don't know for sure what time the bishop will want to meet with you, but the first service ends at 9, and he's going to be here to preach and celebrate at the 8 o'clock service, which means from 9 to 10:30 he's going to be available, and he may want to address the parish, you know, like an adult forum. So he may want to do that. He may want to just meet with you all. I don't know what he'll want to do. He may want to meet with vestry, he may want to meet with me. So I don't have any answers, so I want you here in time to be prepared to meet with him. And typically, I can't speak for Bishop Rob because I haven't gone through this with him yet, but typically what the bishop likes to do is just meet you, shake your hand, welcome you. This is all in private in a little room all together. And then maybe ask you a question of, you know, what's your background, where are you coming from, what was your faith prior to becoming Episcopal. I don't think he's going to ask you what's the third commandment.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that. And there's a not a rumor, but there's something that used to happen when you were confirmed or received, and that was the bishop would give you a little smack on the old chops. He doesn't do that. There's also a practice among folks in the high church end of the continuum that when the bishop goes to shake your hand, he's got this ring, the signet ring, and some bishops would go like this to shake your hand, which means you're supposed to kiss his ring. You don't have to kiss his ring. That's not who we are here. Yeah. So I would like you to be here at 9. Be prepared to meet with the bishop. Again, it's not anything to be fret about, but it's just simply so he can meet you and ask you about your background and just get to know you a little bit. And then the service will take place. You can look in your prayer books and read through the service for confirmation and reception. So you aren't going to find a simple service for reception. It's being under confirmation. And then when you're reading through the confirmation part, it'll say for reception such and such. Basically what's going to happen is it's going to be a normal service to begin with. The sermon's going to end. So we've gone in, we've done our thing, we've had the Old Testament, the Old Testament, Psalm, New Testament, Gospel, the bishop will preach, and then he will say the candidates for confirmation will now be presented and reception. And so you all will be lined up and you'll come forward and I will say, I present so-and-so and this and that for reception or for confirmation, and then the bishop you'll come forward and the bishop will pray for you and either shake your hand and receive you into the church or put his hands on your head and confirm you into the church. Most likely, we will hand you a 3x5 card that has your name on it so that he can just look at it, and it'll have on there an R for reception or a C for confirm, and that's just a cheat sheet that nobody else sees. You just kind of hold it up like this when you come to the bishop, and the bishop can look down and say, you know, Margaret, I receive you into the church, say the prayer and then shake your hand. If there are people you want to have gathered around you when you do this, in my other diocese, that's been permissible. So I will ask the bishop when I talk with him next week if that's something that can happen. You know, like you have family members that you want to have come up and be around you when you're being received or confirmed. Okay? And then once you're done, you'll move to the side and the next person will come up. We'll get into more details that day. That's why I say I want you there at 9, because you're going to need to meet with the bishop, and then I'm going to have to walk you through real quickly. Here's where you're going to stand, here's where you're going to move to once we're actually in the liturgical space and I know what's happening. Okay?
Good. Okay.
It'll be a fun time.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.